What's good, y'all? You Dub back here again in 2022. Let's get it. Let's not even waste time on this one. You know, I'm going to start to do videos more increasingly about the issues with modern women. This channel is not me bashing women. I love women, in fact. I really do. If you know me personally, if any ladies see me on this channel, they know me. They know how I get down. They know protect, provide, guidance, talk with men and women. Love them. I just love people. Okay. But there are too many problems that need to be called out. And I've started in doing videos. Like I talked about the hypergamy aspect. I knew not everybody would like that video, by the way. I knew that some people would feel some type of way, make them feel some type of way. I don't care. Truth got to be spoken. All right? There's a lot of stuff out here that is popular that is just not true. It makes dudes and ladies feel good. Right? Doesn't mean it's right. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's primal. I didn't even mean to start off the video like this, but you got to understand what my perspective is. I come from a very masculine perspective. I come from a primal perspective. I come from a purely man and woman perspective, not a modernist perspective, not a postmodernist perspective. I'm going to say some things that's going to get under some people's skin. I'm going to say some things that some people are not going to like. I'm going to say some things that some people aren't going to disagree. And honestly, I don't give a damn. I do not give a fuck at this particular time because too much foolishness and ridiculousness, the amount of bullshit I see that goes on out here is immense. It's truly immense. Okay? So if you don't like what I say, figure out within you why I'm saying it. Ask me, comment section down below. Or figure out within you what about you makes you feel effeminate or makes you as a woman not feel like a woman. Because a lot of women today are not women. They weren't taught to be women and they're not feminine. Okay? Now, Kevin Samuels blew up both domestically and internationally because he was addressing things that were too close to the vest. There's a growing number of women that I can mention. Shout out to Miss Kendra from Crimson Cure. Shout out to Danica Marie from with her dope discussions. Shout out to Chantel Simone. Shout out to Six the Goddess. Shout out to Sade Shaz. Shout out to Melanie King usually. Shout out to now all these happen to be black women, but now I know there's other women out here. Even if I sometimes have a disagreement with her, Courtney Rod, she's on the younger side. There is a growing number of women starting to talk about the issues that women do, and including out here, because this has gotten ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where it's just like, whoa. And they're saying a lot of them, especially if they're on the older side, more mature side, what older ladies used to teach, what it used to be known, but it's not being said anymore. Megan the Stallion, you came for this video for this reason, right? Megan Thee Stallion encapsulates the problems of the modern woman, of modern women, if you want to go that way, right? She does. Now, I want to put this as a disclaimer. This is not a personal attack on that lady, on that woman's character, on that female's character, right? Don't know the female. Don't know her. Don't follow her on social media. Don't even really listen. Don't listen to her music. You know, I've heard some shit around, right? We're going to address the name that she either gave herself or she's running with, her stage name, right? We're going to address her public image. Because get this, y'all. Women's public perception matters far more than a man's does. I know things have flip-flopped and turned topsy-turvy. That is a man's image. Men's image does matter. It's more so his reputation, his respect factor, especially amongst other men. And we can get into that another time of how the game's messed up today, right? But it's really a woman's image because a man historically could have gone off into the woods. He could have become a ranger. You know, if you think of the, fantasy archetype, he could have become that. Or a ranger in our modern archetype, right? He could have become a hunter. He could have become a logger, whether it be a lumberjack or just dealing with logs. Um, right? He could have become a trapper, fur trapper, and things of that nature, right? He could have become a pioneer, a trailblazer. He could have gone out to sea and become a sailor, a fisherman, um, an adventurer, a voyager, right? potentially a pirate, various things, right? He could have become a farmer. He didn't really have to deal with society. And I mean, I'm just mentioning a few of them. He could have become a professional soldier, given whatever time period he was in and who he was affiliated with. A mercenary. I mean, if you're a Berserk fan, a band of Hawks, for example. Right? So a man doesn't actually have to deal with society, and a man doesn't need society technically. A man doesn't. I'm not saying what is actually good for him as a person, but from a pure tech, which actually Kevin Samuels and others have talked about briefly. A man doesn't need social credit. It's a benefit and a bonus, especially if he's in a society. But he can survive on his own in the wild if he has the prerequisite skills. And if he doesn't, he's stupid and he's dead, and no one cares. It's just the reality. Because societies aren't built for men, nor do societies value men. They value historically what men do, but they do not today. Women have an inherent value in society because they can have children. It is what it is. And women for the longest time have known this. Historically, they've known this. Now they're getting swept up, and we can get into that much more later. But I'm saying all this that women, their presence in society, which is why the red light district prostitution has always been a big issue. It's always been a fighting issue. You think this shit's modern? No, it was the women who had an issue with it. Things like bras, the social things, the temperance movement. Women's power, I will keep hammering this home, is via proxy. Okay, women navigate and move. They do things via policy. Why do you think feminism, and especially modern feminism, was so big about the right to vote? Was so big even now with the Roe v. Wade, with the legal system, et cetera, with this gynocentric ways in this current society? Because men, we don't care. Sure, there's the law, but that's not for us. When it comes down to it, if two men want to get at it, they're going to get at it. It is what it is. If men don't intervene, they're going to get at it. And gunplay, knife play, violence may be involved. Women, they can't afford to do that, nor are they socialized to be able to do that. Two guys, we even at a younger age, it's almost just instinctive. It's the dominance, kind of like gorillas, like lions, like a few other creatures I can talk about, how there's a battle, two bighorn sheep butting heads. You have to understand the natural thing between men and women. And I'm going over all of this for a reason. Okay? Megan Thee Stallion, to cut along because I can deal with all of that in another video. Megan Thee Stallion, look at her name. Does anybody know what a stallion is? I've brought this up to a number of people. A stallion is a male horse. Let's stop right there. So you're saying that the modern woman is trying to replace men. The dick envy, the man, we don't understand why men can do that. I wish I could go outside and be. I wish I could take. You're a woman, goddammit. You're a woman. You are designed differently. You're hardwired differently. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to have this power. I'm going to have this wealth and this da 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 da. Women naturally nest. Women femininity should be nurturing, caring, listening, provide peace at home, provide a place, a safe haven for both her children, but especially her man, right? Modern women today, do they do that? No. There's this aggression unnecessarily. They say they act masculine. I don't even think it's a masculine energy. It's a pseudo masculinity. That's where the term toxic masculinity comes from. Y'all are picking these types of fools, these hyper masculine and hypo masculine, these down low dudes, these dudes who they look big, but they ain't about nothing. They don't have masculinity because you don't even know what masculinity looks like. Because you don't even know, you don't attract because you're not feminine. And then when women have any sense of femininity, they don't understand why men are attracted to them like bees. Because that's just natural. That is the natural way women attract. You have passive energy. Men have kinetic energy. The masculine is kinetic. It builds. It does things. It thinks. It constructs. Women are the skeletal system of society. Men are the muscular system of society. Children are the circulatory system. So women are out here, and there's We Need to Talk, great channel that delves into some of these topics. And I've said this, women are often trying to get women with dicks as far as in the men. They don't know what to look for in a man. They don't understand how men think. They don't understand how, a lot of cases, how men process emotions, if at all. They don't understand that men often are more emotional than women, but it's just that we're different. They don't understand how men function. So they're trying to select the world through the vision of a woman. They're trying to select a man through the vision of the woman. They're themselves making themselves the men that they want instead of actually aligning with men, getting submissive, and I don't mean that in a bad way, meaning follow the leadership of men, meaning follow under the protection, the provision, the guidance, the leadership of a masculine man. And I know there's not that many out there, but there's plenty out here. And the women who do get married with the quickness are wives for decade, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 year decades. I know plenty of women in that case. So Megan Thee Stallion, a stallion is a male horse. These females are trying to be the men that they supposedly want. But that's actually not the men that they actually even need. Because they have this image of a man, this fantasy. They want this tall, they want this well provided for. They want a man. But they on the flip side, they also want these extra feminine qualities too. So I don't know what the hell they want. It's chaotic. It's foolishness, is what it is. Secondly, a stallion is an unbridled horse. These want the freedom of it. People talk about the freedom of man, but they don't understand that a man's freedom comes with a whole list of responsibilities and parameters, especially in the modern world. I can't be free the way that I want to. Men have duty, honor, obligations that they have to follow. I don't care what lifestyle. It could be a gangster. It could be a politician. It could be an entrepreneur and businessman. It could be a lawmaker, a judge. It could be the mechanic, it could be the carpenter, it could be the tradesman, it could be the laborer. I don't give a damn what aspect. It could be a teacher. What a professor. A man has to follow rules, follow a system of structure and a system of order of operations. That's how men function, and we operate like that. Women don't get that. They're not taught that aspect. They have to be taught that aspect. Men taught too, but to a lesser degree. That's how we think. Any man worth his salt is going to naturally think like this. He's going to think in a logical, rational way. It's like building a house. And again, I'm going to do a video on systems. But it's how we think. We think in systems. And if he doesn't, some of it's subconscious. He's if he doesn't think about it, he's been taught it, so he just follows it. You understand? But a lot of women, they want to just buck. They just want to buck things. So they like the idea of the stallion. Oh, we can be sure. You are a mare. You don't have the strength of a man in general. And y'all know it because that's why we have women's sports. And men are like, okay. You don't have the testosterone of a man. You don't have that ability to butt heads, but at the same time, cool it off, shut that shit down, and go have a drink. Cool it off, shut that shit down, and come back the next day and ball out. Cool out, shut that shit down, and the next day go to work. Cool that and turn that shit off, that switch. Y'all don't have that. Y'all are hardwired differently. You don't have the capacity to deal with the stress and anxiety that men do. It's not me taking a shot. That's why there's all these panic attacks. That's why women talk about anxiety problems and stress. Y'all are entering into the world of men and you should have never been. You have a world of women. You don't see men try to actively enter into the world of women. Even gay dudes don't try to actively enter into the world of women typically. You don't really see as many trans women. You do see some. You do see some. But they operate in their own little world typically and historically. That's a fact. But then when women turn to trans men, what they find out? Oh, you open the door by women. They find this out. Some lesbian women find this out. The world that which men deal with when dealing with women, when dealing with females. So let's go on. Right? Public perception. Oh, I can just be okay. You're gonna drag your thing through you drag your name through the mud. Some porn stars survive this, but porn stars live in an entirely again, they live in an entirely different world. They typically don't interact like that. So you're gonna drag your name, you're gonna act like men. First of all, most men aren't out here just sleeping around like that. It just doesn't work that way for men. Those who are promiscuous, it's for a number of factors we can get into. But men don't move and operate like that. So women think it's like the song by Beyonce, If I Were a Boy. Completely irrational and delusional. Completely fantasy talk. He has no idea what it's like to be a man. Has no idea. I would do this, that, and the other. You're doing that because that is your perspective. That is what you approach. Also, why are you attracting those certain type of men towards you as a woman? Why are you selectively giving those men attention at the time of day as a woman? What about you is attracting that low caliber, low vibrational dude, as some people say today? Why? What is the energy that you're off putting? Because I'm gonna tell you, if it's a feminine woman, excuse me, she's going to attract masculine men. Even if they're just friends, like brothers to her, whatever. She's going to have men around her. Not like everybody's thirsting after her. Even if they're attracted to her, maybe they like her, but still, they're fine with it. Why? They're going to treat her like a lady. There's a reason why you have these ballads, whether it be rock ballads, blues songs, these romance stories written by men. There's a reason why Superman, Kal-El, Clark Kent had Lois Lane. There's a reason that Spider-Man Peter Parker had Gwen Stacy and then eventually Mary Jane Watson. There's a reason, not Selena Kyle. That is Batman, Bruce Wayne. I'm thinking of Felicia Hardy, my girl Catwoman. I mean, not Catwoman. God, Black Cat. Thinking both names simultaneously. My bad. You can go on and on. Hal Jordan had she eventually became Star Sapphire. Oh, what's her fame? Oh my goodness, it's slipping my mind at the moment. Barry Allen had Iris West. I can go on and on. Flash, Green Lantern's Hal Jordan. This is the second Green Lantern. You even see it in comics. I can go on and on throughout it because this is how men are. And men haven't really changed for the most part. Yes, I critiqued about the men becoming effeminate, but men haven't. It's been women who have changed. And I didn't want to make this video too long, but look at her image. Look how she presents herself. Who wants to marry that? Who wants to wife that up? I need to make all the men. Of course you do, because there ain't no man with his head. He don't want to deal with it. There's an old verse in Proverbs that talked about it is better for a man to be on a hot tin roof than to be under a house with a nagging woman. The ancients knew it. It's ancient eternal wisdom. Men want peace in the home. Men want a woman who's going to listen. He want a woman who's going to follow the program. And one of the big points is, let's say we have kids, right? Say we have kids. Women are the first teacher. I want you to teach, especially my daughters, but my sons too. I want you to be able to teach them, you know, proper ways, how to grow up and be a good woman. Teach him how to treat women, because he's going to reflect to his mom in a lot of ways, right? If he has bad experiences, probably. Look at most serial killers. Watch the show Mindhunter. Mommy issues. A lot of women today even have mommy issues. That's why I don't know how to be women. Right? Then another thing, if I'm not around, and when I talk about independent women, I want to be an independent woman. Y'all don't even understand independence. Independence doesn't mean you're broken away. As a man, I'm very, very independent. Independent in my mind and more. It doesn't mean I don't want to be a part of society. What it means is I can take care of things on my own if I need to. But I also know how to work with a group. Women get that shit fucked up. Oh, I'm gonna be do bad all by myself. That's stupid. That is foolish. That's not even how we're wired, especially as you as a woman. You need society. You need men. You need people to do shit for you. Doesn't mean you can't do anything by yourself, but come on, let's be real. If you are out in a state of nature, women aren't gonna do. And I'll get into another video about groups, about male and female groups and the dynamics. But y'all, if you're honest, a group of women ain't surviving in nature by itself, which Kevin Samuels once again brought up numerous times. If you watch The Soul Survivor, you already know what it is. Female alliances break apart and reasons we can get into. The point being that I need a woman, when I talk about, I need to be mature. I need to be independent. When I talk about independent, when I'm away, if I'm not there to provide, protect, God, I need you to protect my kids. I need you to be able to take care of yourself. Cooking and cleaning is not masculine or feminine. Every adult should be able to cook and clean. Your parents failed you if you don't know how to cook and clean. As a bachelor, as a bachelor, it doesn't really matter. As an adult, you should be able to do this. This should be skilled. I don't need to know how to cook. Woman, are you kidding me? What are you good for? What are you good for? Because most of y'all just want to sit at home anyways. You don't want to work. Since you don't want to work, the domestic duties need to be done. You need to be providing service. You need to. And you should want to as a woman. The hell? Both sexes have always worked. It's just division of labor. Are you kidding me? But you got these images like Mega the Stallion that's teaching you, oh, I can just do this, I can live this. Then you just single and die alone. Again, Kevin Says talked about this. I'm referring to him because he talked about a lot of this modernist bullshit. Just be single and die alone. Prepare to die alone. Don't even try to date men. Hell, don't even try to date women. Because ain't nobody trying to put up with that foolishness. Don't try to date nobody. Just die alone. And that's what a lot of modern women, they're pushing away men. You don't want to listen to them when they're trying to, all right, bet. You're going to be friendless. You're going to be in a nursing home. You're just going to have all that money for no goddamn reason. And you're going to be miserable for the rest of your goddamn life. Or you're going to, if you have kids, you're going to make them miserable. And no man, or you're gonna get the most simpish, bro, and then you complain about the men. Or you're gonna get these mad aggro men who don't know how to dress, who got mommy issues. That's why you're attracting them suckers, because they are attracted to your mommy issues. Or they attracted to the masculine, quote unquote, energy that you're doing. That's why you got all these soft dudes. Because you don't know how to tap it, you don't know how to be a woman, you don't know how to be feminine. So you're going to only attract users. You're going to only attract dudes who don't want to do for themselves. Because again, no man, any man with the soul gonna look at it and say that's a headache. Especially if he's 30 plus. Especially the type of men you want. Especially the well-to-do brothers. They ain't gonna want to deal with that shit. They only want to deal with a woman who get on the program. And maybe cater to them. Because guess what? A man, it's a reciprocation if he's worth his salt. He wants to give to you. He wants to give you his protection. He wants to give you his provision. He wants to give you his guidance and leadership. And when you shut that shit off, different guys react differently. Some will run it, some will just run, some will hide, some will just shut down, some will have to turn off, some will get in their heads, whatever. But either way, you're literally pushing off that masculine energy. You're like the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm Richards, who has this force field, although she was very, very feminine, might I add. A lot of women in comics are actually feminine, and they're strong, but they're still goddamn feminine. I mentioned Black Cat, Rogue, Storm. All these women could handle their own, but they're all feminine. Funny how that works, isn't it? You don't have to be this fucking doormat. And in fact, a man like me doesn't want a goddamn doormat for a woman. Hell no. We want a woman who can stand on her own feet. A woman I can go to and talk to about stuff. A woman that I can go and trust. A woman who can give me some guidance and counsel sometimes when I need some perspective. A lot of women don't know how to do that today because they don't even know how to run their own goddamn lives. Like I said, I didn't want this video to go on too long. But like I said, Megan Thee Stallion, her whole persona just encapsulates everything wrong with the modern woman. And while a lot of guys can't even find wives today that actually want to find wives, it's fucked up out here. And it's ridiculous. Women need to stop this foolishness. It's not good for society. It's not good for anyone. And it's not good for yourselves, first of all, ladies. Even if you didn't care about your own goddamn self. When are y'all gonna wake up? And for guys, just don't even entertain these females. Seriously, don't even do it. Learn the peep game and just avoid them like the plague. Let them, either they're gonna get with the program and figure it out, or they're just gonna die. And you know what? Sometimes the purging needs to happen. We're getting to the point where men are just getting fight up. We're just done with it. And brothers, be done. Hold the line. Hold your standards. Actually have standards for yourself as a man. Find out what about you attracts. If you're the one that's attracting these modern type females, find out what's wrong with you and fix that shit within you as a man. Right? We balanced over here. Both men can get it and women can get it. This has got to change, y'all. This has got to get fixed. This is ridiculous out here. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. And I'm sorry if my tone was very harsh for people, but I'm tired. This was me being liked, by the way. But it needs to be said. It needs to be said. This shit is programming, it is indoctrinating, and it is literally brainwashing. It's brainwashing, indoctrination, programming. Y'all hear me talk about that all the time, but it is. When are women going to wise up and wake up? And when are men going to wake up and stop allowing for this foolishness? Because a lot of times men are allowing for this. They're allowing for this. They're allowing for this bad. It's what? That's just the way women. No, it's not. Stop accepting piss poor behavior. Stop dating piss poor behavior. Stop giving your time and sexual attention to piss poor behavior. Getting your dick wet ain't worth that headache. It ain't worth the child support problems. It ain't worth the baby mama drama. It ain't worth being damn near suicidal over a goddamn female. Okay? Man up. Woman up. Be better. That's what I'm asking. We need to be better as human beings. We need to be better for the future generations. Next 2 to 5 generations. We need to leave a legacy. We need to fix this collectively. And those who don't, y'all saw how y'all social distance? Social distance the motherfuckers. Literally. All right, y'all. Be easy, peace. And we're going to keep banging on the heads till it gets home.